Yo, I
Can
had
you
to
hear me
cover up
clear?
the. Yeah. I had to cover up the top properly.
Okay. Hold on. The bloggers, they take my stuff, Rodeo, and don't give me no credit. So I'm trying to make sure my whiz is in there still. Like it's crazy what's going on around the net right now. And I'm sure you've had these problems and these issues before. So I'll just get that whiz right there. Cause you know
No,
these and I don't mind. Can you hear me?
yeah, man, I can hear you clearly.
I don't mind the bloggers taking. You can't stop them. Because even after this interview, something's going to be shot out in the YouTube world and stuff like that. But I mean, like, come on, give me a little credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to be too controversial today, still, and keep everything cool.
No, we don't want that. We don't want that. We need the real deal. Because we don't lie on this show, bro. We don't lie. So first, let me start by saying I'm glad you're good, glad you're well. You know, it's these hard times that we're going through, but we're here, right? We got to make the best of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hard times is hard times, you know. I've been through the
Yeah.
hustle, so I'm ready to go, B.
Yo,
You know where I'm
listen.
coming from, B. You
Yeah,
know where I'm coming from.
you know what I'm
I'm ready for
saying?
the hustle. B.
Yeah.
Ready for the hustle, B. You know what? You know what I want to say, though, B. Why in these rough times here, a couple people reach out to me, and you know I've been involved with a lot of DJs and a lot of people. I'd like to big up all the DJs that reach out to me. I'm gonna say their names right now. It's not gonna take long. I'd like to big up DJ Wiz and Black's Done the Place. That's it. That's the only people
What?
that reach out to me. That's it. That's
No,
it.
hold on there. Hold
That's
on. You
it.
started off with a bang already, bro. Bro,
That's it straight.
bro,
That's it
you
straight.
have
You
you
know that's my business. I don't do anything else, right? So like
bro,
big as well, you know?
you have been you have been the driving force of about half of the DJs in Toronto, Ontario.
Oh come on, more than half, B.
Okay? All right, more than half.
A couple of them
More
bust
than
the leave
half.
me and like I didn't bust them too. We're not gonna call those names now. But you know, I'm big up Charlie Brown, you know what I'm saying? Big up Charlie Brown. A couple of them bust and leave, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna go through the names still. But how are you and your family doing? We're gonna get into it soon.
Yo, no, we're good, bro. I'm good. I'm good. Yo, I'm taking a little pressure, but they don't realize I've been through this, bro. Like it's just international pressure now that I got to deal with. Big whoop-de doo da. You know what I mean? Like it is.
This is
I'm not
rough
gonna
though.
stop.
This is rough though. This is gonna change the game still.
And
Because you know
that's what
what?
we want to get to.
You know the thing about the game changers?
Yeah.
There's always been one constant in Toronto, you know? Regardless of everybody that's blowing up on doing free lives and shit like that. This will be end, and there's one constant, and you know, Rodeo promo. Big up Rodeo Bud's about to take over the place, but move it on. Keep it up, keep it up. I gotta get a cheap club, and let's go Raptors. Last year today, we bet Orlando Magic after they whooped our ass the first
Yeah.
game. You know, I was gonna wear my Raptors ring, but I didn't want to get any glare on the screen, so I just left the Raptors ring there on the counter. You
Yo,
know.
Suave. Yo. So Suave, I'm disappointed because I thought your list was going to be long of people who you have to big up. And I'm disappointed in a lot of them. And I can say that now because you've been so influential in their career. How do you feel when you look at when times are hard and times of, um, you know, how do you feel about that? Like, when you
You
look
know,
back and you say,
you know what? I have a very, very long memory, and loyalty means a lot to me. And for a while, I really wasn't watching the whole aspect of loyalty. I was just running a business and working who was working with me. But lately, I've been seeing, you know, I'm gonna have to kind of work with the loyalty over everything right now. You know,
yeah,
these kind of times they're real eye openers, you know, and they don't happen a lot. So when it happens, you really got to take note, and
because,
you kind of know who checks for you, who you know what I'm saying, who don't
yeah,
check for you, who been using you, who blew up big bad DJs now, fuck up the place, and I don't
yeah,
get no mentions, and you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know,
So,
you kind of
you
know
know,
because
like after, huh?
I'm watching all these lives, right? I'm watching everything. I'm like, why? Imagine, imagine everybody bust from nowhere. Everybody busts from nowhere. I'm like, yeah, huh, all right, all right.
You, you know that after this, everyone's going to call you, right? As soon as we put it out on YouTube and what you said. But now that
Ain't
you
nobody,
know,
ain't nobody gonna call me. My phone number is 26 years old. My phone number. That's older than most people watching me on the live right now. So if they don't
yeah.
call by now, you know, God bless them all. But I got a long memory. And when all this is done, all this will be done. And my team is waiting, ready to go. Next year,
So,
it don't even look like, to be honest, it's, and I gotta be straight, and I know the power of the words when I speak, but I don't, me personally, I'm not even planning a show for 2020. So if anybody's been following Rodeo for an entire year to pass, I'm not even planning one.
you're calling
I'll
20,
go to what
you're calling
I'm just like, no,
2020 done.
done for me. Like if somebody plans a show and it looks safe enough and everything's kind of cooled down, I'll go to the show. But right now, just the way the business looks and based on my research, and I'm not telling everybody not to believe what they believe, because all of a sudden in the last 3 months, everybody's an expert, from 5G to Popeye's chicken planting the virus to the Bill Gates to everything. So I'm not telling people not to believe, but I understand transmission, and I understand the ability for this virus to move around quietly. And based on what I know as a knowledgeable person, being of this age that I am, this is lasting well beyond 4 and 5 months. I know a lot of people's like summer's coming and they feel that, but there's not a time clock on this virus, right? So it gets controlled when it can get controlled. All right, now if people are following the numbers are just going up, right?
Yeah.
Today they just extended the social distancing to May 16th or May 20th, and at that time they're gonna make a decision. They announced that school's out, so it's, you got to be built for this, right? And
Yeah.
unfortunately, most of the people around me are built for this because we come from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know the grind it took me to get here. But
Yo,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, I really like some interviews. I don't like to go into the past, and because I don't want to talk, oh, how long have you done this and stuff, because I get some, I want the real deal. People want to hear the real deal, which I won't stop. But
Mm.
being a promoter, I think that if they knew how you started and what you started with and where you started to where you are now, of the extreme ability that you have, I think it'll be interesting when they look back on my YouTube channel, smart plug at Wizology Show,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and you know, and
So,
see, because people don't know how hard and difficult you work. They don't know. They
so
see a
do you
lot of heavy bottles pop in and think it's all gravy, but if they only knew where you come from. So let's start there. Let's start with Rodeo promo was somebody else before the rodeo kicked in. Let's start
well,
there.
no, well, you know what? To the real heads and to the OGs out there, they ain't no history where I'm coming from. Like we come from them days, them on
Yeah.
the corner, stuff like that, running up and down, running from police and in and out, and rolling with some questionables.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you,
100.
you see, I have some friends in the room, and they has not heard this story I'm about to tell you. But I used to roll with a crew, and because I didn't want to create any new enemies, I'm not going to say their names. But
Yeah.
the crew was stopping hard in the city, and one of them came to me and they're like, "Yo, them days I wasn't called Rodeo, all right." One of them came up to me and said, "Yo, Canadian, this is not your life." You know what I'm saying? you might want to make money and something, but this road thing and this drugs thing and this run up and down, I could tell this is not your life. You're smarter than enough of the youths out here. Like I'm rolling with, you know what I'm saying? With some
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if I said the name, it would kind of shake the ground still. But I'm
Right.
rolling with it, and I took heed, right? And one day, I was listening to Ron Nelson. Big up DJ Ron Nelson. You know what I'm saying? Because credit has to come where credit comes from. So I was listening to Ron Nelson, and it
Yeah.
was a day after this Redman concert and Method Man, and a whole bunch of artists came together, but none of them performed. So the city was an uproar. Everybody bought tickets, and nobody could get their money back, and nobody could find the promoters. And why can't they find a promoter that would actually, you know, stand by their word? If they say they're gonna do something, do something.
Right.
So I was with my brothers them on the block, straight up. Never did a party before, and I called Ron, and Ron put me live on the air, straight from the block, right?
Yeah.
And I said, Ron, listen, I have a group of men, and I guarantee we're gonna bring quality to the city, and we're gonna stand by our word. And if we say we're gonna bring an artist is gonna come, and we have the money to back it, straight. All right.
Okay.
It's no big talk. We have the money to back it. So if an artist could come and we could pay them, they're coming. So Ron is like, yo, what's your name? Well, them times, you know, man's from the streets, right? So at those times they used to call me Suave. You still call me Suave once in a while. So when I hear
You
the
see
name
what I'm saying?
Suave, it brings me back, you know?
Yeah.
Bring me
Right.
way back. So then moving forward after that, a few weeks went by, and they still trenching, still in the streets, and I got wound up.
Yeah.
And the police took my car. I used to drive a Beretta them times. The police took my car. That's right after Ron's interview. The police took my car, and they not own my car. All right. So at that time, I'm like, man, fuck, I'm wound up. I'm inside. But I got a whole bunch of money, right?
Yeah.
So the police came to me and they're like, yo, listen, we're gonna give you back your car. All you have to do is just drop some names, right? Because I own the car. And I dumb young youth. I own the car, and the car was in my name. Like, you know what I'm saying? You learn as you grow. That was a
Yeah.
real no-no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're making that money, you don't put that car in your name. So they're like, yo, listen, we're gonna give you back your car. Just tell us Ray, and B. So, you know, like back then I had a crew of real solid niggas, you know what I'm saying? Man used to do time for man. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I was like, yo, because there's man in my car. I'm like, yo, no, no info for you. I'm gonna run the time, and I'm gonna come out. I end up busting up the charge. I bought a Rodeo, so then I had two cars. I ended up buying a Rodeo, and then in the mix of the Rodeo, I was still in the streets. You know,
Right.
so I
Yeah.
went straight back to the streets. Banged up the Rodeo with some big tires and lights and speakers that you would hear from the end of Kipling to Mount
Yeah.
Olive. Straight up, big up Rex. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't no taking no sides, so nobody come at me. But anyway, so anyways, I had the Rodeo, and I had a brethren now, and he's moving out of his apartment. And he's like, yo, you want to do a party in this apartment? And I'm like, a party? I had never done a party before, but I knew enough people. And my respect was large still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew enough
Yeah.
people. So what I did was I went to this little printing guy over there by Albion Islington. They one of them old dance hall flyers. And I went with this guy named Tits Blacks. And I hired a sound here with DJ Wiz and Mikey from Eclipse. You dig what I'm saying? So people don't know. My first dance.
First party ever.
First party. I'm glad you brought this up. I hired DJ Wiz and Eclipse with Mike Brown. Over there in Vancouver, 604, straight up. You know, I don't forget.
He's in Calgary. He's in Calgary, 403.
403.
He's in Calgary, the 403.
Them West Coast get me
Yeah.
confused. So anyways, I end up doing that party, and what I did was I went from block to block, because all I knew was blocks, right? I didn't know like how parties are right now. There's no social media. There was no MSN back then. There was nothing.
Nothing.
So I drove from Jaden Fringe to Chester Lee, to Palmer Court, to Driftwood, to Regent Park, Cause man, the
And
step up
hold on,
every
Rodeo.
block, every block. You
This
know what
is
I'm saying?
for an apartment party.
Yes. Cause I didn't
Okay.
know. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to
Yeah.
support. So
Yeah.
I didn't know. So every block, Jamestown, Willow Ridge, Tan Ridge,
Yeah.
every block, Woolner, every block possible. I drove around with this little dance hall looking flyer. So now it came to the day. I remember this is my first party, right? So what I
Yeah.
did, I bought like a couple cases of light and easy. You know, I'm saying my age right now because a lot of people don't know what light and easy. I bought a couple boxes of patties, and there's a little nigga on the block named Country, big up Country. I hear he's in the east now. So Country did up some manish water, some soup.
Yeah.
All right. So I went to the apartment. I put speakers in every room, and I wait for the people to come. By about 11 o'clock, in this building at Kipling, across from North Albion, by about 11 o'clock, the first floor was rammed full of people, not the apartment. The first floor was rammed full of people trying to get up. The second floor, the entire floor was rammed full of people trying to get up. And the party
Yeah.
was on the third floor. So the party was rammed and
The
the
floors.
hallway was rammed. So
The
now there's
hallway.
three
They
floors of people trying to get up into this party.
they
So,
bust the lights in the hallway.
I would burn
Remember?
lights in the highway, so there's big dance. So you know how these hood parties go at certain times. So
Yeah.
at about 12 o'clock, I sell off of everything. I hear banging on the door. And when the door, when I opened the door, was some detectives, and not no suits, not no white collars, some homicide detectives. And this time, the apartment's rammed full of about 300 people right now, right? And they're like, "We have to talk to you." I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm just having a little private party." Because you know, and they're like, "Private party." And he's like, "Come out of the apartment." They're like, "Come out of the apartment." So like, so I came out the apartment now, and they're like, "Yo, look at this." And they pointed at the door that leads to the stairs, and the door was full of bullets. And they pointed at the door. And listen, the truth is the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from somewhere. So the door is full of bullets. So they're like, "Listen, we're going to have to come into this party right now because there's a shootout in the hallway. You have 500-600 people in this apartment building up and down the stairs. We can't get up. We have to take the stairs up here. All the elevators are packed. We want to know what's going on." So I'm like,
Yeah.
"Officer, I know the law, right?" He goes, "What's your name?" So I told him my name. And then when I told him my name, he's like, "Yo, I know a guy that drives a red Rodeo just like that." I'm like, "What?" I said, "No," but I was smart. I was smart this time, right? I
Yeah.
didn't put the Rodeo in my name. And I'm like, "What?"
Okay.
I'm like, "What? No, man, that can't be me." I said, "I'm going back to my party. You can't come into my party without a search warrant. Like, I know the law. Like, that bullet's happened in the hallway. Nothing happened in my house. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going back in the hallway." So I went back in the apartment, and I grabbed the mic from you.
Yes.
And I don't go on the mic. Like, everyone knows I don't go on the mic. So I grabbed the mic from you, and I'm like, "People, listen. There's about 100 police in the hallway. They want to come in this apartment right now. They want to run in this apartment right now. And you know what? We're partying. Wiz, play the music." So then I said, "But when I come to the mic and start the music, I need everybody to leave."
Yeah.
So then Wiz is playing the music for about 5 more minutes. Then I hear boom, boom, boom. And I look up. Now it's task force at the door. So I said on the mic, "It's task force." So now you know certain things start getting flung over the balcony.
Over the balcony.
Things start getting flung
Over
over the
the
balcony.
balcony.
And we're not talking handkerchiefs either, you know what I'm saying? Things is going over the balcony. It's not patties and curry goat. Things are flying over the balcony now. And then, like, if you know me, I sweat easy, right? So I sweat easy.
Yeah.
So now I start pouring on my face now. So I poured on my face. I stopped the music. And I walked out the crowd. I walked out the hallway, and the hallway was rammed full of people. So we walked down to the elevator, and I kind of just stood in the elevator. And I disappeared with the people. So that was a Saturday night. So now the Sunday night, remember, I just bought the Rodeo, about a month now, The Sunday night, I just went to Honda. I just gave up my Rodeo. And I
Right.
bought a Honda and just disappeared. So from
But
that day, I said, "You know what? We're going to live on the streets, and we're going to push the Rodeo promo." But that day, everybody kept calling me Rodeo because I had a Rodeo for such a short time.
Yeah.
That's how the Rodeo stick with me. Certain girls think the Rodeo name is because of certain kinky things and riding like a rodeo show. And I run with it. I run with it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the truth is the truth, you know?
Listen, you see, this is why I do these things. You know how much people don't know that history right there? How much people don't?
Only the closest know, man. I miss my rodeo, man. That was the baddest thing in the city.
It was a
And I never
wicked
took one
rodeo.
picture of it. I never took one picture of it.
See, and from that day, you know, the city of Toronto should understand, like, that was almost 25 years ago, I think, I
How
believe.
could it be 25 when I'm 27, Holmes?
Oh, sorry. Okay, all right. That was 2 years ago. No, no. We don't lie on this show, Rodeo. We don't lie on this show. Yo, so listen, you know, you took that. It was up to the point of the SWAT coming in. It was
Yeah.
a successful venture. I
That was my
mean,
first party. I didn't even know. I don't remember what happened with the money. I didn't charge for. I didn't
yo,
charge. Remember, like,
and I got paid, so I was good. I got paid. We got paid, people, because that's one thing I know about you. You pay if it needs be. Whatever the payment is, it's paid. So I remember when you bolted because we had to stay with the sound and take away the sound system. And the
yeah.
boy them were in there and I'm like, they're like, oh, so where's XXX? I'm like, brothers, I just play the music. I don't know. I'm pulling out wires. Mikey's pulling out
Those
wires. Goes,
guys are
come on,
full on
come on.
full government name. They're on full
Yeah, you
government name.
know,
Hunt me down.
it's like, I remember, and to see where you've grown now. Now take us through the transition now, because after that, I think there was like one or a few more that you did low key before you moved towards any clubs or anything like that. Correct?
Well, after that party, I hooked up with this guy named KP and
Yeah.
another guy named Knowledge 7. Right. This is my first show because I then things happened after my first show. So
Right.
that show was KRS1, Mad Links and
Oh,
Grandmaster Flash. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That was my first show. And when I called them, I'm like, yo, I'm just a nigga from the block. I don't have an office. I don't do nothing. I don't have an office. I don't have no professional company. This is my first show. And KRS1 said to me, you know what? I could feel your realness. I'm not even going to charge you for plane tickets. I'm going to take the train down. So it's cheaper for you. So he took the train down, and I ended up doing that show at the Opera House. But after, when he was supposed to go back on the train, like I had handlers, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The street, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, take him to the train station. I don't really need to be there. But he called me directly. He's like, yo, I need to talk to you. This KRS1. He's like, yo, I need to talk to you. So I'm like, all right, I got to go down there. So I went to the straight station down there, Union Station, and KRS1 said to me, yo, listen, I understand you're in a transition from the streets to a legitimate business, but this is what I got to tell you. Like, I seen what happened tonight. I didn't make no money, so I don't want anybody to think I came out there buying
Right.
another rodeo or nothing. Like, I lost on that show. So he's like, yo, you need to know that you just hired a millionaire. You understand? When you hire me, you're my boss. A lot of times when you talk to me, you're asking me if I'm this, if I'm that. But when you hire a millionaire or a billionaire, regardless of how much money they have, you're the boss. And keep that in mind. And I never ever kind of forgot that story, right? Because it's just me and him alone. You know, it's like no cameras, no
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's just me and Kara. And like, it's legendary, right? To get a
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
from
This is KRS1, bro.
KRS1 from one of the founding fathers. You know what I'm saying? And he took
So
me in because I ain't lying. Like I was a thug, B. I was a thug. Like I can't even explain the levels, and it's hard for a lot of people to believe. But I just some of the stories, if I told, I might be reinvestigated. Well,
yeah. Yeah. We don't want that. We don't want that. So, all right, we're stepping now. You've made the transition. Your first party now. Now you have the Buzz's Rodeo promo. You've now done you've ventured into the big world where you're losing the money. You're losing now. You're not. It's not thing. This is your first loss. Did you look at it like say, oh crap, man, I just lost? Because money was like, you know, when you get it them times that you want
no,
to.
that time I was running, B. That time
It's
when I was
running.
running out one hand in one, I made the same money I lost the same day. It's like remember I was still in
So
the city.
it didn't phase you at all.
No. Those times it didn't phase me for a long a long time of my along a lot of the journey. It just didn't, because it became not just a business for me. It became a purpose, right? I didn't really
Okay.
want to do nothing else, so it didn't really matter. Win, lose, or draw, I'm on to the next event. I wasn't thinking, you know what? Maybe I should start selling cars, or maybe I should
Yeah.
buy a house. And I'm like, yo, win, lose, or draw. This is how I'm going out. Straight. You know what I'm saying?
Events.
And I have no second thoughts about it. This is, you know what I'm
So,
saying? Win, lose, or draw.
so
This is where
you gave some of the greatest foundation of hip hop, KRS-One, Grandmaster. But if the people come into business now and listen to Rodeo, it's a lot of dancehall and a lot of reggae.
that is true. You know
It's a
what
lot.
happened? I'll explain what happened.
Yes.
At that time, hip hop became very, very violent. You know, it's like it's resurging right now. Hip hop became very, very violent, and I was working with a partner, G from USA Boys. Big up G, wherever you haven't talked to him in a bit, but I was working with a partner, and he was really pushing more of the R&B, hip hop angle. So you know, we did Adina Howard, we did a whole bunch of shows. We did that end up doing Diddy, Caravana, and a couple other events. My partner G is the only person in Toronto to bring Biggie Smalls to Toronto. So I'm just letting people know the history and the foundation, the kind of people that was around me. So G is the first one to do Biggie. So he was really into the hip hop thing, but I'm from the West, right?
Right.
And you know, you know it's dancehall. So I'm always pushing dancehall, but dancehall used to come in and smoke the living shit out of the clubs. You dig what I'm saying? And I could have that. Like, I just have no control. Them times there, I'm like, I'm smoking right now. Them times there, I would just be kicked out immediately as they sold weed. But eventually I got a relationship with certain club owners and explained to them the benefit of moving dancehall downtown. And these times, like, I'm not trying to top right my chest, but nobody was doing dancehall or reggae events or even barely music downtown. It was, you know, it was almost impossible to see. Once in a while, you know, when they used to run the club, the government, you see a one concert, but they ain't no weekly. They didn't want us in those clubs, right? So I developed relationships as I grew, and I switched from the streets and transitioned into a businessman. I developed relationships with club owners and explained to them the benefits of working with people from the dancehall community and the reggae
Wow.
community. Yeah. So I ended up at that time. It was like a perfect storm, right? At that time, I ended up convincing 7 owners downtown to do reggae and dancehall. So I ended up doing a Monday night, Remix Mondays. Big up Nikki Hype. You don't know. Yo, Desmond. Yo, Yellow. You know? I ended up doing a
Yeah.
Monday night, a Tuesday night, a Wednesday night, a Thursday night, a Friday night with Darren and the squad and John Jay, and a
My
Friday
goodness.
night, a Saturday night I was doing with G, Hollywood Saturdays, and I was doing Sunday Night Raw. So I was doing 7 nights a week. You know what I'm saying? So I was just pounding downtown with dancehall and reggae music, till eventually they had to remove the dress code. I don't know if a few people know that you weren't at one time you couldn't go downtown in no sneakers and all these things and expect to get into a club downtown. Like, I removed that. It's like, if anybody followed the history, that time is when that was removed. It's like now you could go downtown on King Street and stand on tables and stuff like that. But none of them niggas don't know like what it took for it to reach where it's at right now. You know what I'm saying?
Was that a hard argument with the owners of the clubs to remove the dress code and stuff? Was that, you know, or did
You
they
know what?
just say you're
You know
bringing in
what?
the crew, so why not?
It wasn't as hard as with the owner as it was with the security, because the security would get antsy, right? You see a whole bunch of niggas coming from Jane, a whole bunch of them coming from Scarborough. Because I used to bring people, like, I use the same formula, right? So I have people
Right.
coming from every direction, right? I had people come from every direction. So they used to be a little antsy. But at the end of the night, when they cashed out, let me tell you, they cashed out. And it's like owners know owners. So like they're like, yo, you know,
Yeah.
Rodeo. You dig where I'm coming from? It's like you
Yeah.
gotta listen to him, you know? You just gotta follow. And like, big up Crazy Chris, because Crazy Chris doesn't know the formula. There's a formula, I know, and Crazy Chris knows when I talk about the formula. It's a formula that everybody's been trying to figure out. But the formula is try, tested, and proven. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I just pitched the formula to the club owners, and that's where I went from that. But there became a time when social media came, and now it's Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and these things. And because I've been in the business so long, I could see the business changing. And I try to explain this to a couple older promoters and even a couple younger promoters about what's about to go on. And I'm like, B, listen, the word promoter means that we have to facilitate a social environment. As a promoter, that's my job, to facilitate a friendly, safe, social environment so everybody has fun. Instagram, Instagram.
Oh, you're freezing.
Am I
You're
gone?
freezing. You're freezing.
I'm I'm frozen because someone's trying to call.
Log out and come back in. Okay. All right. For those who don't know, we're hearing some real in-depth story of Rodeo promo. Some real in-depth things of what he's doing, of where the business started from. Oh, he was just coming back. Right? And I'm telling you, this man has been doing this for, I don't want to say his, his age or nothing like that, but he's been doing it for a doggone minute. And this is why I do these shows, because history needs to be heard. Now you're hearing from the man who says, you know what? If it wasn't for him, Dwayne Connell, big up yourself. Lisa B, big up yourself. Let me see if he's good. Hey, Coslex. How you doing? There's Suave.
Yeah.
All right, Suave, there you are. All right, so yeah, so you were at the stage where you had to get promoters, I'm sorry, club owners on your side to
No,
change.
I was actually into the social media aspect of it.
Yes,
Right?
and then
So
you moved to the social.
I realized that the social media is now removing me as a tool in the week to week events. It's like it's inevitable. Like I could see it. You know, I'm watching clubs disappear. Mega clubs are disappearing. Clubs that used to do 1,000 are doing 500, 600. I
Because
used to
of
have
social media?
you need to listen to this, because what social media has done is it's given certain people the ability to be unbridled. So they can just go in somebody's DM and be like, yo, let's get it. And the girl be like, yes. That just removed her birthday party, maybe her friend's birthday party, his birthday party, maybe his friend's birthday. That just removed them from me ever getting them. And if you multiply that by whatever amount of people is joining social media, you have to be able to see the writing on the wall. At least I believe I've seen the writing on the wall. So what I did as a result of me seeing an epiphany is say, you know what? They might not want a party like that week to week right now, but they'll go to a special event. They'll go to a concert. They'll go to a big comedy show. So now I have to change my portfolio. I have to diversify my portfolio now. So I have to make a decision. So I'm like, yo, listen, I'm Legoing week to weeks. I'm not even getting hired to pay promote a week to week. So if you have a week to week event and you want me to promote it, I won't even promote that, because I don't see, me personally, that as a viable investment. So now my first switch when I decided to do that, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a statement. I'm not just switching and dropping a one show here and there. I'm making a statement. I'm taking full control of this industry. If anybody can do it, I can do it. I'm not saying nobody else can do another show. There's enough promoters in Toronto, and there's enough people to go around. But I am taking charge of this industry. So I did this show now with Play to Win, you know, big up Bugs, you done already, and an agency group, and we put a show together with Alkaline. You know what? Actually, let me back up. The first show I did with them was the Popcorn show. All right.
Yeah.
It took me years. It took our squad years to, you know, like big up Popcorn. You know, I'm like, you know, memories don't live like people do. It took years for Popcorn to be able to come back. It took a whole bunch of negotiating for us to bring that event to Rebel. You know what I'm saying? Big up Rebel and the management staff. Oren, you don't know, happy quarantine day. It took us forever, and we ended up putting the Popcorn show together as my first statement. You know what I'm saying? As my first statement shows, like, yo, we end up doing 5,000 plus, and you know, not to get too deep into it, I might have went at 1, 2, 3 people over capacity, and I was, you know, I was banned from the club. I'm not talking straight thing. I was banned from the club.
Okay.
Eventually we worked out our differences, but I was banned from the club. But at that time, I'm like, what? 5,500? We're doubling this. All right? We're doubling this. So I called my squad together, straight up, Play to Win. You know, we're not leaving you out. Called my squad together, Play to Win, and got the you know, the KR squad and the agency, and you're like, yo, we're putting a show together that the city has never seen, I might never ever see again. This is what we're doing. We're making a statement right now. So we call up Alkaline, call up Jamil, call up Movado, and call up the top of ISIS. Yo, J Logics, you don't know me. You not forget you. J Logics was on that show.
Yeah.
Sample King was on that show.
Yeah.
Roots K was on that show. You know, Kim Kelly was on that show. Tiffany Marvel was on that show. You know what I'm saying? Call up all the heavy hitters. So ain't nobody can look at me and say I don't ride for my Toronto people. My biggest show, I call the artists, them that I feel will represent me and themselves the best. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, like that day, Roots K was my favorite still. And no disrespect to everybody else, but man, Roots K, like, you know, you gotta YouTube that. That was my favorite on that show. But
All right.
unfortunately, I gauged. Obviously, I said I gauged for 10,000 people, and you know, it was in Wood. 15,000 people came. You know, and 15,000 is enough to full. Molson Amphitheater. Like if I thought I could have full Molson Amphitheater, we would have did Molson Amphitheater. By no way. By no way. You know what I'm saying? We got overrun, right? You know, I apologize for it.
Remember, I came on crutches.
Yeah, you came on crutches that day, and I bad you up on the mic same way, because you know when it's work time, it's work time. I'm like, boys, get on that stage. I don't care what it takes for you to drag your ass up there.
Remember, I broke my foot the day before. Yeah. I just got in the accident the day before, and I still had to come because I was like, yo, Kara's like, you're not going. I was like, yo, it's rodeo. It's Swab's thing. Gotta go.
You know what, B? If you didn't remind me, there's so much going on. Because you see, after, you know, let me just go. The show was going on, and
wait, you're freezing. You're freezing.
People didn't want to let Alkaline and Movado in through the back. Oh my God.
You're back.
I'm
okay.
back.
Okay, what were you saying?
Yeah. So now I'm trying to get the people in at that show. I don't want to rehash it too much, but basically it was a problem getting the artists in, and the artists them had to perform together on the show, and then everybody jumped over the fences and tore the place down. At the end of the day,
yeah,
it's not gonna get duplicated. I don't care together right now and decide they want to put a show together after that show, and the city dragged me, and you know what I'm saying? They wanted to roast me. They wanted to roast me on the cross. I didn't stop. Like I said, this is all I know. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I know. I know nothing else, you know?
Yeah.
So I decided I'm gonna do another show. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go big again, right? We'll go big. Like we're going big or we're going home. But without going through all the shows, but at the same time, I still carried a lot of shows through on my back. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't wanna say the show names because oh my goodness, am I gone again?
Yeah.
Am I gone again over there?
Yeah, you're gone. Hang up and restart. Oh, you're back. Say something. Can't hear you.